what is it that those two, three areas where you think there's support needed from the government as well, beyond what already might be happening to further sort of this cause?
Look, I think one good part is that in last 8-10 years, a lot of good thing has happened in manufacturing, right? Whether it is, for example, simple things like NAPS policy, the NATS policy, but we have leveraged it a lot. It has helped reduce the cost of manpower. A lot of visits to our plant by authorities have reduced significantly. There's a positive mindset of, for example, if we closed a plant, we closed the Nerul plant and moved to Chakan plant, right? And when we did our groundwork, we figured out that India में 5 साल लगते हैं plant बंद करने में. We did it in 6 months, right? It can be very Maharashtra specific experiment, Chakan. I say a lot of positive has happened, so I will certainly not argue on that. Great job overall. Um, if you ask me to change or suggestions, I'll probably have like two, three very specific things in mind. And I can tell you the two things because I just spoke with someone yesterday from government on these 3 points. I just want to repeat it here also. So one I will say is the working hour of blue collar people. So in the labor laws, there can be some simplification of that. Current shift of saying 8 hours each shift for running three shift is not only about that cost of manpower but also the overhead expenses and everything. It becomes slightly more expensive, and I think there can be slightly better way of figuring out balancing the right work culture there, of the right comfort and everything. But 8 hours three shift with all the overhead expenses is very difficult and expensive. There is some opportunity there for sure. The second I will say is very simple thing, right? For example, when you think about manufacturing subsidy, there's a central subsidy, there's a state subsidy. Now most of the central subsidy में क्या होता है कि आपको कैपेक्स तभी जो भी पैसा आप डाल रहे हो तभी मिलता है सब्सिडी जब आपका if the only the date of spend or date of investment is post date of approval. Now imagine we've started a plant. Now we'll have to wait for the approval to invest capex. Otherwise, I'll not get the subsidy on that capex invested. In state, it is different, right? In state, it is within that year or after date of approval, date of application, sir. So that will speed up the process of innovation. Otherwise, you'll have to wait for some time to get that thing. It's a very small thing, but it will definitely add on the ease of innovation speed doing. Third thing I will say is अभी क्या हो रहा है कि you only have two choices. Either you are in Factory Act or you are in Shop and Establishment Act, right? और अब जैसे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग बढ़ता हुआ जा रहा है, there is a third concept coming up, let's say an innovation center. Innovation center is nothing but let's say capability center. But अभी कहते हैं कि आपको हार्डवेयर में प्रोडक्ट में कुछ करना है कैपेसिटी सेंटर, तो आपको इनोवेशन में सिर्फ व्हाइट कॉलर सेटअप नहीं होगा, आपके यहाँ पे एक लैब भी होगा, एक छोटा सा लेथ मशीन भी होगा, मे बी वेरी स्मॉल स्केल, मे बी सिर्फ 10 ही लोग काम कर रहे होंगे, राइट? बट बिकॉज यू हैव दैट स्मॉल सेटअप विल फॉल अंडर फैक्ट्री एक्ट. A factory act problem is people cannot work beyond 7 p.m. The woman cannot work beyond 7 p.m. You'll have to take care of their logistics and everything, right? Now, I think some of these are gray area, right? Now, can we bypass? The answer is yes, no, I don't know. But is there an opportunity as we're focusing on manufacturing and innovation in manufacturing? Is there an opportunity of have a hybrid of shop and factory? The answer is yes. Or tweaking for some sort of, right? So I think these two, three things is just top of my mind. There is, of course, a lot more which we can talk about, but you know, some of these are just top of my mind.